Welcome into the X Factor presented by Xfinity alongside the Pro Bowler TJ Lang. I'm Dannie Rogers, and we are celebrating a win this week. Woo!
Yay!
Get excited!
All time.
Lions
Woo.
get their first win in Week 13 over the Vikings. Now they're heading into Week 14 against the Denver Broncos. Big players have to show up for both of these teams in order for them to see success. With the Lions first up, you've got a couple of options from Week 13, but who are you going with for the X Factor here against the Broncos?
Couple rookies on both sides of the ball, but obviously for the Lions, the guy who made the biggest play of the game. Look, Jared Goff had his best game. The offensive line played well. You could take your pick from a lot of the guys that played well that are going to need to do the same thing against Denver, but it was nice to see Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, we've seen it 1,000 times now. The touchdown. Just they talk about how much they practice this every single week, and to make it just come to fruition in the biggest play in the biggest moment for your first win, that's the best satisfaction you could get as a player when you finally start to see all the hard work start to pay off. And you know, those guys, they went through 12 weeks, 11 weeks, whatever it was, of having to listen to all the negatives and how they weren't good and all that. They got to put that to bed for a week, and they deserved it. And that was just, I mean, look at the fans too. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
I mean, that was one of the wildest finishes you could ask for. And, you know, if you wrote up a script on how you wanted to get your first win, I don't think you could have wrote a better ending than that one.
Could have wrote a better for his first career touchdown.
First career touchdown, 10 catches, just a really special day for him, for the whole team. But that play, I mean, he's come a long way. I know the coaches talk about how much they love him, his attitude, how he approaches the game. And the catching department was great. 10 catches, over 80 yards, his first touchdown. There's a couple plays in that game that get me really excited. I mean, you look at the way he's coming off and run blocking. This is against a linebacker, right? 59. Watch him this whole play. Amon-Ra's going to come out. I don't know if they teach that kind of footwork, but he sticks with the block and finish pancake. I don't care if that guy tripped or what. This was all over the film from him run blocking, though. And then this is the next play. Later in the game, again, fourth quarter, he's just going to come on a simple, just kind of in and out, go block the safety, puts him on his back. I mean, that's exciting stuff. That stuff is contagious. When you get in the film room on Monday, the offensive line, I know we're going up to him talking about how great it is. The running backs, how much they appreciate him run blocking. There was a lot of that all over the film. So he's been a really big reason. Him and the other receivers in that run game, when they get the explosive runs, that usually comes from blocking down the field on the perimeter. And those guys have been doing a really nice job. But for Amon-Ra, I mean, there's a lot of excitement. I know the coaches are very pleased with the way he's been playing. He was a huge part of that offense, obviously, in that win against Minnesota. The challenge now is once you do it, you got to do it every time. You got to be consistent with it. That's the challenge for rookies especially, but I'm excited to see him continue to grow.
I know head coach Dan Campbell is saying once you see it done once, that's what they've been waiting for, to see it done once, the win, big catches like that, they can do it again. Okay, Denver Broncos, they are in the race for a wild card spot, so who needs to step up and bring some X factor to this game in the Week 14?
Oh, another rookie. I think a guy that was taken in the top 10 pick here, Patrick Surtain. He's had a really nice rookie campaign. A couple of weeks ago, they beat the Chargers. He had 2 interceptions in that game, played absolutely phenomenal football. This one here, you can see he doesn't really do anything spectacular other than being in the right place at the right time, takes the pick 6 back home, right? And he's gotten a couple lucky picks, you could say. But really, the better player you are, the harder you work, the luckier you tend to be. So there's nothing wrong with that. That was 2 weeks ago. That was his second interception on Justin Herbert in that game, I think, back-to-back drives. And then last week against Kansas City. The defense, I mean, they held Kansas City to 1 touchdown, right? If you do that, that's your game plan going in. We're only going to give up 1 touchdown. You feel pretty good about your chances. Their offense didn't get the job done. But once again, I mean, kind of similar, right? He's right in this perfect spot. Tip ball, okay, it happens, make the play, and he does. And he's got 4 interceptions now on the season, 3 of them coming in the last 2 games. He's a guy, I know neither of the interceptions are going to be, wow, look at what a great play, but he's in the right spot. He's a guy that the offense has to worry about. The quarterback, Jared Goff, you have to know where number 2 is on that field because their defensive backs, another guy, ball hawking safety in Simmons. He's another guy with 4 interceptions. This is a good defense. I know their team has kind of been up and down a lot. They had a nice win against Dallas and the Chargers, and then they have a couple games where they don't look very good. But they're still a very good defense. They're top 10 in both categories, stopping the run, stopping the pass, points scored. This is a very good defense. So if you're the Lions, I think the challenge is how do you come off of that extreme high Sunday afternoon to getting back to even and getting yourself prepared to play another really good team on the road? It's going to be a heck of a game. These two teams match up well against each other, but the X factors for me, Amon-Ra St. Brown, continue to do what you did last week against Minnesota. Build off of that, and offensively also, be aware of this defense. They've got a lot of guys that can take the ball away and make you pay.
Certainly a big game for these Lions as they try to go back-to-back in that win column. All right, for TJ Lang, I'm Danny Rogers. That was the X Factor presented by Xfinity.